You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney Theme Parks podcast, and this is show number 571 for Sunday the 9th of November 2025.
Where dreams begin.
Hello and welcome to this week's Disney Dream Girls. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Well, as you know, across the oceans, Jane is busily tucking into churro waffles as we speak. So I thought I would get a very dear friend of mine on the podcast to talk about his insanity. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, his Disney insanity. As of recording today, he made a madcap dash yesterday to Walt Disney World during a government shutdown with flights he didn't know were actually going to get him there or back, and combating the Christmas crowds because Magic Kingdom had the taping of the Christmas show. Spoiler alert, it isn't filmed on Christmas Day. Sorry, should have said that first. So hello and welcome back to the podcast, the lovely, the wonderful, the amazing Anthony Markham.
Well, hello, Michelle. How are you?
All the better for seeing you, and also the little screen appearance. Was that Dodger who popped by a few moments ago?
Yes, and he's comfortably in my lap at the moment.
Anthony has his own pound because he is a massive dog lover. So, my darling, let's talk a little bit about your craziness of when you came up with this idea to do this madcap dash to see some Disney Christmas magic. Talk to us.
Well, as you know, I do have an annual pass. It is set to lapse at the end of this month, and I'm not planning on renewing. So I said I want to use it one more time, but unfortunately, it's a very busy time at work. And when you do have a pound, getting someone to take care of them can be a challenge. So I have seen Instagram reels and TikTok videos of people doing Disney in a day. So I said, well, my park ticket obviously is taken care of, so why not try it? So I selected this date, I think it was probably 8 to 10 weeks ago, just kind of at random. It needed to be a weekend, but it needed to be a day where Magic Kingdom did not have an after-hours party.
Mm-hmm.
One of the priorities that I wanted to see was the new Starlight Parade, which I was not able to do back in July.
Mm-hmm.
So this was the first date that kind of worked. Didn't have to worry about a not so scary party. Didn't have to worry about a very Merry Christmas party. So today it was. Yesterday it was. And then lots of things got added in along the way.
You flew from North Carolina, and thankfully you chose your airport of Raleigh.
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Almost. It's close.
I need more North Carolina time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, come on. You can have Queen Charlotte to keep you company in your lap. Yes, the Raleigh-Durham airport is a bit on the smaller side, so it wasn't as heavily affected in our recent scaling back of flights here in the States. I was concerned about my return flight home this morning, but the gods were smiling upon me, and so I still made it back this morning. But just had to get up a little earlier than planned on Saturday. I left from my home about 3:30 a.m. and I caught the first flight down to Orlando, and I was at Epcot just a few minutes prior to opening for regular non-resort guests.
You crazy dude, you. So let's think a little bit about how you planned out your day and how it went live as of yesterday, really.
As I continue to kind of plan my day, I really wanted to focus on things that either opened or reopened or were special, since it's a very limited time trip. So Test Track had reopened since I was last there. I just missed it by a little bit. I do like the changed version, but it was also super helpful that I was a single rider. So I could get in and out. I think I had messaged you. I was on and off within 20 minutes, maybe. So
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah, that was a good success for I had wanted to do some food and wine, but those kitchens and the entertainment doesn't really start till after 11. Did Living with the Land, and then I skedaddled over to Animal Kingdom, which
Okay, so was
yeah,
the glimmering greenhouses up and running for you?
not yet. They have not made that changeover
Okay.
yet. It's still in the food and wine decor.
Mm-hmm.
But if I remember correctly, most of it'll probably coincide with the holiday entertainment. So that will probably come in on Thanksgiving week. Because remember that part's a little bit later.
True.
They do have some of the decor up, none of the entertainment offerings.
Okay, cool. So you
Hmm.
hightailed it out of the madness of Epcot,
Hmm.
and how did you travel to your next park?
Just by that point, the buses were operating, and again, fortune smiled on me. I walked up to the designated depot stop, and within 5 minutes, the bus for Animal Kingdom came up. So that was good.
Awesome. So what was the plan of
Hmm.
action for the trip to Animal Kingdom? Because Zootropolis, Zootopia, whatever name it's been given,
Right.
dependent on where you are in the world, that's obviously a newbie for you.
Exactly. And here again, I picked that date not knowing all of these things would be happening. It opened for the public the day previously, so I thought that was a another sign it was meant to be. So went over there. I did do that first,
Mm-hmm.
and it was about a 15-minute wait. We've both seen stuff online. People are kind of harsh on it. They don't like the storyline within it.
Mm-hmm.
The Let's be obvious that theater needed a lot of TLC. The last time I saw Bugs Life, you could barely visualize the images. I like that things have been refreshed. It does look great. The Some of the more intense moments that could frighten younger ones, they've definitely been toned down. Yes, you still get the simulation of something crawling or moving underneath you, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not as jolting, which I liked. I believe there are more water effects throughout this show.
Mm-hmm. What did
I
you
think
think to it visually?
there's a lot going on. And part of it too is I wound up being on the front row. That's just kind of how it sorted out. But it was a lot to take in, I'll say that. And it jumps quickly from scene or environment to another. I think it's an appropriate addition, but it's not without a couple of things maybe to polish up, or who knows what they could do to kind of ease some of that.
Shall we talk about the carrot in the room then?
You should go for it.
You get your carrot 3D glasses.
Right.
Okay, fine, wonderful. At
Hmm.
certain parts, they ask you to go via satellite to certain events that are happening. I may not be the most techie person in the world, but when you go via satellite, are you able to actually then have the 3D water effects that actually are happening in this show? Did that make sense to you? Or did you just think, it's in the moment, don't worry about the story too much, Michelle?
To be honest, though, that's the first time I'd really considered that. I guess I was focusing on, there's so much new and trying to keep up with what was happening. I didn't take a step back of like, okay, would this work in a air quotes real life situation?
Mm-hmm. So maybe I just need a little sort of blackout moment and sort of think, when he means satellite, Michelle, it means he's taking you with you in person rather than what we understand as a standard satellite. So stop being so literal, you woman person thing. Okay, visually good. What about the volume? Is that, because I've heard a few people saying it's a little bit loud at times?
It is a bit loud at times. There again, I thought part of that may be the fact that I was on the front row, but I would counter that with the ambient noise within the room as well of I didn't have screaming children because they were scared. So there's that point.
What did you think to Clawhauser and the sort of like disco booth? And I know you've got a little bit of audio and sort of Instagram loveliness for us to share. How did you think
Yes.
that fit in with him hitting the red button type thing?
from what it's been a while since I saw Zootopia,
Mm-hmm.
but he is kind of inept, so that would track with his personality. It was nice seeing things that were a little bit more happy, if that makes sense. He's a happy character,
Yeah,
He would,
yeah.
I think, for if we have to keep updating the park for future generations. I think it's a good quality animatronic just because of how that character is shaped. And I saw something a little nerdy. What must be in his mechanics. I worry about some of the integrity of the fabric
Mm-hmm.
over a
Okay.
long period of time. It'll be interesting how they upkeep that one because fur it has a different look and ages a bit differently than something that looks like bug skin or plastic. So it'll just be interesting
Okay.
to keep an eye on that.
Let's just get to the meat and bones of it.
Mhm.
Is there enough sloth time? Because Michelle loves a good bit of sloth.
You'll like the running bit of it.
Okay.
You're not going to get a lot of him throughout, but he starts a joke and then he finishes the show. So yeah, no spoilers.
Okay. So you had your Animal Kingdom hit. You visited the new attraction. On a
Yes,
scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it?
7.
And is it something you would do every trip or just if there wasn't a big line?
If I needed air conditioning
Yeah.
and there wasn't a line. Yep.
Okay. So we've ticked off really big important thing in Animal Kingdom. We know the
hmm
Merry Menagerie isn't out as yet, so we couldn't have seen
hmm
that. What did you else do in Animal Kingdom?
Well, I made it a point to see the Finding Nemo show because it had been 2019 since I'd seen it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Isn't it great?
it really is, and it's such a underappreciated show, I think,
Hmm.
in the park because everybody goes of course, for the Lion King, and rightfully so. And then I think maybe, well, it is Animal Kingdom, so of course some of the live animal shows, be the feathered Friends in Flight or the sit down show. I think it's been so long since I saw the show. I know they shortened it a bit when they brought it back post COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could see that old version again and compare them.
If only we had YouTube.
Oh, indeed, indeed.
I must admit, I like the fact it's the essence of the show. It's the same sort of story, but it's a bit
hmm
more compact.
hmm
I think the time limit for my attention span for that would make me want to go and do it every time I go and visit. Whereas before it was plodding on towards 45 minutes and it was like, this is nearly an hour and a bit of my time in a park I tend not to spend a full day at. So,
hmm
okay,
hmm
so you've done that. Did you manage to go say goodbye to Dinosaur for the 57th time?
I keep trying to quit that thing. I didn't even bother. I was like, I've told it goodbye in July. I told it goodbye in April. Hell, I told it goodbye last December, and it's still hanging on. So,
What's that song? I Can Never Say Goodbye. I love it. Yeah, great. I know the two of us are just going to be dancing. Never
yeah.
can say goodbye. No, no. Right, stop dancing, Michelle. Okay, so we're at Animal Kingdom. Did you do anything
Yes.
else before you split?
Well, yeah. My lovely friend at the other end of this call got me a coffee, so I had my first holiday beverage. Thank you
Oh,
very much again.
you're
Mhm.
very welcome. I love to share a little bit of the festive vibe on the old caffeinated versions. Personally, being a gingerbread latte girl, and I've actually made gingerbread today, so
Mm.
yay. After you're caffeinated and you're ready, where we're heading?
Oh, I went to Magic Kingdom.
And
Hmm.
was it magic or was it tragic?
It was, let's not bleep me on the show. We'll just go with it was tragic. They've been talking rumors for weeks about that they were going to be shooting the holiday parade
Yeah.
and every and all of that. And I was like, oh, it'll be cool to say I was there.
Was it a
And
tad
maybe
busy?
it was busy, but the way that they close off things is particularly challenging. Now, since I was not there first thing in the morning, I can't comment on what it was like to start the day. But by the time I got there, oh gosh, it was probably, we'll say 12:30, 12:45. Um, so yes, it was not parade time yet, but they were doing, I guess, maybe interviews or intros, outros, the little cute little um host moments. But they had the end of the street closest to the flag and the confectionery. They
Mm-hmm.
basically had that shut off. So
Wow.
if you wanted to even get onto Main Street, you had to go through the Emporium about halfway up before you could even come out and see the castle. So that was a bit challenging. They were actively doing some shooting. You could hear dialogue, but it was too far away to see who was the host. Although later I've learned it was the actress who voices Judy Hopps. I know she's one of the.
Jennifer Goodwin, is it?
Yes, yes. I later saw that she's part of it, and I believe Carlton from Fresh Prince. Now he does the Dancing with the Stars thing. I can't think of his name. Anyway, of course, they had also blocked. People had already camped out on Main Street to be part of that crowd to see the parade once it came down. Mind you, it was 86 degrees yesterday in full sun, so it's not feeling very holly jolly. Um, this will frustrate me more than anything else. So I proceeded to walk around, and now that some of the other lands now have holiday decorations, I took a lot of photos, um, and just enjoyed that. And I knew I was going to come back later in the day. Um, so I said, I shouldn't let this be a stressful thing. I should just go do something else and come back later.
So what did you do instead?
So after that, oh, I was so busy yesterday. I did monorails. I did the monorail back to Epcot um, for some actual food and wine. Yeah,
Yay!
yes, and to see, of course, Voices of Liberty. A trip to Epcot's not complete without that for me. Um, so yeah, I sampled. Um, which booth did you eat at when you were there, Michelle?
Oh gosh, it seems an eternity ago since I was actually there, and it's only August.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the Alps. I
Yeah.
went to Brazil. I went to one of the ones that wasn't a country name, and it was the one that
Oh yeah.
had the churro mini Sunday malarkey. Um,
Yes.
yeah, I probably didn't do as much food and wine as I would have liked because I
Mm-hmm.
was flying home on the Saturday morning. So I only
Ah,
really had the Thursday, Friday, and it was like carnage because it was the first 2 days of the festival.
I had a there was one booth called Bramblewood Bites. Do you recall passing
Okay,
that?
yeah, yeah.
I had a real nice roasted vegetable that had carrots, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, and a nice glaze. That was really good. And the other big festival food I had was over at the it's not is it Brewing Labs? Yes.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
but I had the Impossible buffalo chicken. That was very tasty as well.
Isn't the decor in there themed around the Muppets so fantabulous?
Oh yes, yes. Such a nice bright space, and then they had videos playing, and yeah, that was a nice place to unwind for a second.
Enjoy the
Since they said it,
aircon. There's lots more
yep.
seating than they normally have because they sometimes put a little bit of a pop up shop in there. Not this year, they've filled it to the rafters with seats and things. So it'll
Hmm.
be interesting to see what happens when they morph it into the Santa meet and greet. Yeah, that's fantastic. Did you do
Hmm.
Guardians on this trip? Because I know you were a little bit umming and ahhing whether you would or wouldn't.
I didn't want to waste the lowest I saw it in my time in the park was 55 minutes. I didn't want to waste an hour in a queue yesterday with
Okay.
such limited time. But then after that, I decided I wanted to go try a new restaurant that I had not tried yet. Um, and that's the Wailulu, I believe I said that right, Grill
Okay.
at the new Poly Tower.
Very
Um,
swish.
Gorgeous place, gorgeous place. Makes me want to stay there, but I don't think that's in my budget. Um,
Why stay there, Anthony, when you can go and eat there for just the price of the food?
oh, and just that view. Oh
Mm.
my gosh. Um, I got there about 4:30, and because they don't do, reservations in advance, you just put in your number and then they call you when you're ready. I waited 5 minutes. Fantastic.
Wow. And what did you get?
I got a banana old fashioned,
Mm.
a little unique. That was unique. And then because I just had some food and wine festival food, I wasn't starving.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose one of their starters. It was like a tuna poke uh on wonton. But dear God, it was
Wow.
huge.
I saw the picture you sent me, and I will
Yeah.
share it on our Instagram at Diz Dream Girls as well. That was a
Mhm.
pretty hefty serving. I would have had that as a main.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was gracious plenty. And then I finished with a espresso martini.
All the
Exactly.
caffeine.
I was having a very long day, and we're not done yet. So, um, but friends back home had messaged and said, "Hey, that new lobby bar is open at Grand Floridian. It's soft open today." So I was like, "Well, might as well." So
Yeah.
I walked over. I don't think I'd seen it in its construction phase. Also, I would not recommend that bar.
Oh, why?
I like a cocktail
Mm-hmm.
over versus like wine and beer. So I didn't even really look at the wine and beer selections, but they could make exactly two cocktails. I don't know if no, because it was like a printed menu on nice paper. It wasn't like this is a temporary thing. So it looks like you're only going to be able to order two cocktails, at least for a while. Um, I hope I get a survey about that place because I don't know, for a place that's supposed to be as upscale as the Grand Floridian is, you would expect like a fully stocked, elegant, ornate with I don't know. It's just to have that limited of a menu. I was quite surprised by.
And to be honest, I would have expected it to be an ideal place to have a cocktail, sit in the
Mhm,
beautiful lobby area, chill and relax. We have
mhm,
heard that the Grand Floridian Cafe will be opening in 2026 with afternoon tea. So I thought,
mhm.
ooh, all of those vibes going on, but maybe it's just sort of like going to be because it is quite a small bar as well. There is the
Mhm.
Enchanted Rose upstairs, so maybe it's just going to be serving people who just want a quick piece of alcohol to put them on while they just take a breath for a moment.
It seems that would be the case. Another comment. They don't. They need to figure out their line situation.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you're just going to have a bunch of people milling around, and I don't think that will fit very well with the theming and the mindset of the Grand Floridian. You're going to have Billy Joe and Susie that's four drinks down on their monorail crawl, getting a little loud in the lobby, and I don't think that jives very well.
Okay, because it is a very loud sort of area anyway, with it being a very open,
Right.
expansive lobby. You know, when you're trying to listen to the pianist, the last thing you want to hear is somebody carking up the 3 ton of beer that they've had in Florida sun into a garbage can.
Exactly. So I can't wait for those videos to start coming out on social media.
Oh, I'm sure they will be on TikTok soon, Anthony. I really do. So, after your sadly disappointing visit to the Grand Floridian, I know where you're going next because your heart is embedded with Happily Ever After.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I was walking. I decided to go ahead and walk the rest of the loop, which I had not done before. I like that. I like that walk. As I was walking over about 6:30, and it must have been more stuff for the ABC special, the holiday special.
Mm-hmm.
There were fireworks going off at like 6:15.
Wow.
Was it in an app? No. I would like to know what was happening, but it was very short and brief. It wasn't like a full like a happily ever after. It wasn't. It's. I think I've watched the minis Christmas time whatever. It wasn't even a full run through of that. Yeah, I got back into the park. It was so much easier because they had Main Street opened up, so you could get around a lot easier. Got more pictures now with the decor in its nighttime glory.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I did skip Jingle Cruise again. That I understand it's a holiday overlay.
Yeah.
Um, Again, 45 minutes when I'm in the park only
Mm.
for 18 hours. Uh, that would eat up too much for me. So photos got a spot for Starlight. Okay, what's your go-to spot for Starlight? Because I have one that maybe could work for your listeners.
Outside the ye olde Christmas shop.
Ah, dang it, Jinx. Yes, right, almost right beside where that little water fountain is.
Yeah.
Perfect. Nobody's in your way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, best spot, best spot. But it was interesting. Probably 20 minutes before the parade itself started, they actually made an announcement that the parade route was at full capacity. If
Wow.
people wanted to see it, they would need to wait. Yeah, it was a busy night. So I got to see that. I had some great videos, which I'll pass along your way.
Mwah.
I went and grabbed a drink, and then got a little closer to the center of the hub for Happily Ever After, my favorite, and just enjoyed that. Then after Happily Ever After finished, I went on Haunted Mansion. I went on, what else did I go on? Oh, Tiana's.
Mm-hmm.
Made some more photos. Basically, just kill some time because I had a reservation at Beacon Barrel, another new thing to me.
Okay, so what time was your reservation?
10:40.
Wow, quite late then, and the park was open till 11?
Yes, it was up until 11, but that meant everything was shut down and it was nice and empty when I left. So got to just breathe and take some unobstructed photos as I made my way out.
What did you think of Bacon Barrel?
It's a fun experience. The drinks are fine. I didn't go for like the Plunderer's Punch because I didn't want that cup. I didn't need to take home a lot of extra stuff. The space is very, very interactive, very entertaining. I wanted to like walk around and look.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Oga's first opened, I don't think they hammered home like you have 45 minutes. I am watching the clock.
Yeah.
Anytime the server would come around, I think even in particular when he brought us our second drink, he said, "And I'll be bringing your check right over." And I was like, "Well, can I at least try this one?" You
Oh,
know, but
man.
maybe his confluence also is the end of the day. The people were ready to go home. But typically, if I do a late one over at Oga's, I don't feel rushed to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's just because it's new. I'm not sure. Just from my standpoint, I probably won't be going back for that one.
Okay, one
That's
and done.
for me. Yeah. Hmm.
But you have the ability to leave the park after most
Yes.
people and have the freedom of enjoying it and savouring it before you were getting your Uber back to the airport.
Indeed. Yes. Yeah. It was a whirlwind, but whew.
I suppose that's one of the benefits when you live within flying distance of the park and you can do this sort of like 1 day visit, even though the following day you feel like crud because you've not slept.
Yeah. I got little cat naps waiting in the airport this morning, and I got a little cat nap riding to the airport last night. So
But you save the money with not having to pay for a hotel.
exactly. Exactly.
I need to move. I need to move. And then we can have joint trips together. Is this
That's right.
something that you would do again if something, say, for example, had opened up and you really wanted to go and experience it? Would you do a 1 day trip like this again?
If I have an annual pass, yes. Might as well, right? You've got that entrance fee covered. I always thought it was kind of ridiculous for, I'm trying to think of something that closed, and you would have people come out of the woodwork for that last day.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, well, if you can do it, it's not that crazy. What worked well for me is there were several new or reopened things.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go down for one thing.
Yeah.
I'd go down for a couple things. Yeah.
And we'll be back to talking some more about Christmas with Anthony very, very soon. But for now, I would like to put a pin in that and say thank you very much, Anthony. If you want to catch some of Anthony's pictures and videos he's going to send me, it's at Diz Dream Girls over there on Instagram. I'm also spamming Instagram with all of Jane's content that she's sending me. Like this morning, she sent me pictures of her tucking into churro Mickey waffles, and I had a yoghurt. Was not the same. I will just say that there and then. Anyway,
Aww.
Until next time, it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.